Hi, English 232. I wanted to recap this week's activities and assignments to make sure everybody was doing okay in terms of getting things set up. So I am on the Moodle page, and so everyone should be in week 1. Okay, everyone should be working on their thinking log, and based on the syllabus, reading this week's readings. So I believe this week you have Emily Dickinson, Walt Whitman, Owl Creek Bridge, and a white heron. Okay, so this is the literature that you are reading this week. Okay, so you should have opened up the thinking log and made a copy by now. So you should have your own thinking log by now. So you should have gone up to File, Make a Copy, named it your name, maybe something like Unit 1 so that you can keep up with it. Okay. And then you should have come down here to the weekly thinking log tasks and opened that up. Okay, and then there are some directions. So, and it talks about ways to read literature. So these are all different ways that you can read a piece of text. Okay, so for each week, what you will do is you will complete these roles. Okay, and you will pick one role for each of your stories. So, for instance, for Walt Whitman's Song of Myself, you might look at these 6 tasks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, and you might say, okay, I'm going to read Walt Whitman and I'm going to do Critical Connector. So you'll click on Critical Connector and there's a document there that can help you. Okay, and then you'll be thinking about this question as you read or after you have read. So, how is the author and his or her ideas shaped by the world in which it was written, as well as past ideas, movements, so forth. So, that would be historical, right? The past. Okay. So you'll take a look at, and each of these kind of help you understand how to read literature. So you might do that. Well, then you might see Emily Dickinson's next, Much Madness. So you might decide, I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to do Vocabulary Verifier because she uses some really unique word choices. And then you can click on that link and there's a glossary. And you can kind of say, well, based on what I read about literary terms, okay, I think Emily Dickinson uses a certain kind of rhyme. So I might go over here to rhyme, and then I can talk about her rhyme, and I can answer the question about Emily Dickinson about how does the author's diction advance ideas and purpose for writing. So how does her using rhyme help advance her ideas and influence her ideas? Okay, so you'll just do one of these, and you won't do, all 4 of your stories. You won't do Vocabulary Verifier for all 4. You will do something different for each task. And so next week, for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for these 6 short stories and poems, you will just pick a role, a task for each of the stories. Now, if you have 8 poems, you would have to duplicate some things, okay? So, and there are brief examples to the right. Okay, so notice here for Vocabulary Verifier, I use symbol, right? Because there's the glass slipper appears a whole lot, which is kind of unusual. Okay, that might have key meaning in Cinderella. So the glass slipper could be a symbol. Okay, all right. So that's kind of where you should be right now. So you should be kind of wrapping up week 1. The supplementary materials, if you're not good at history, you might just want to review them. It'll tell you what was going on in the United States during this time period, and there are some maps, and then there are some timelines. So if you're, not a history buff and you just need to review that, haven't had history in a while, you should be doing that, okay? So looking ahead at week 2, you will practice posting your thinking log, and so I will have directions under there. And then there is the novel essay. Just a note, the novel essay, half of you guys have Little Princes. A few of you guys got given Americana. That's fine. We will just have two two different novel groups. Okay, so if you got Little Princess, keep reading Little Princess. If you got Americana, keep reading Americana. Okay, so Little Princess was a last-minute addition that did not make it to the bookstore manager in time, and so that's okay. Don't feel like you have to return Americana. Don't feel like you have to return Little Princess. We will be doing both. So do not panic or worry about that. That there's not a problem with either one of that. Don't forget, on Tuesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. I have virtual meetings, and you just click the virtual meeting link there. And then on Fridays from 8 o'clock to 9 a.m. All right, so you can always come, hop in, ask some questions as you need to. And so I think that is sort of everything that I wanted to talk about. Just keep sending me emails, and let me know if you find, maybe a link that's dead, or let me know if you're confused or want me to check something, and I'll be glad to check it for you. So have a great weekend, and I look forward to delving into week 2 next week.